morning. I am Dr. Z. Justin, HOD of English Department, Associate Professor. I am going to deliver the topic Importance of Body Languages in Communication. All of you know the famous Hollywood actor Charlie Chaplin and Collywood actors Vadivel, Vivek, Sandhanam, etc. So they have become famous and popular not because they acted or they used their text or message. They have become famous 85% because of their body language. So if you are successful in our body language, we will be successful in all our endeavors. So that is the key point I would like to stress before starting my lecture. So first of all, importance of body languages in communication. We should know what is communication first. So communication is nothing but sharing ideas, information, facts and what we know. So if we share something just monotonously, just to read or just to speak, this will not reach effectively. If you want to make your communication effective, if you want to reach your message properly, so you need to add something. You have to make it more attractive. So in order to make more attractive your communication, or in that case the presentation we do as a part of communication, body language is very essential. So what is that body language? So body language means it just starts from our body, our eyes, our mouth, our hands coordination, movement of the leg, the posture we stand and sit, the posture we stand, all other movements of our body and how we react. So all these come under body language. So today I am here to explain these body languages and their importance in communication. So these body languages fall under non-verbal communication. Verbal communication is communication using words, that we write letters, the public speeches. So all types of writings involved and the words we use, that's only verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is differentiated because no words are involved, no script is involved, no writing is involved. That's only expression of feeling, emotion through our body. That's plays very important. We know that in most of the surveys, it is found that non-verbal communication plays most important. It is more effective than verbal communication. So how non-verbal communication becomes more effective? Because of the body languages. So in the body languages, so first I would like to tell what is body language. So they are the unspoken elements of communication. They help to reveal our feelings and emotions. Start with our facial expression. So when we come to our facial expression, that is the first one is our eye contact. So how do we have eye contact? When you address the audience, you make sure that you are talking to each person in the audience. You should not look somewhere else and talk. It will not be effective. You look at the person's eyes to whom you are speaking. It is also said, Honest people always speak in your eyes. Dishonest people always speak somewhere else. So our character is also judged by our eye contact. So eye contact is very important in our body language. But it is different from staring at someone. We have to know that difference also. When we speak with someone, we should not stare at that person. That is focusing on particular person. So that won't be effective. And frequent shift of our eye contact also will not be effective. So it should be normal. You feel normal, you look at the person and speak. The audience are there, they feel that they are being noticed by you. That is only effective eye contact. So most of the time in the presentation or during interview, most of the candidates fail because they don't look at the employer who is conducting the interview. So for effective eye contact, we need to be genuine. We need to be honest. We should speak what we know. Then our eye contact will be effective. The next is the tone of the voice. So English language is beautiful. It has different intonations, stress, pitch, syllables, etc. These linguistic aspects also plays very important role. But in the tone, the rising, the lowering of the tone is different from the intonation, the stress we study in English language. So when we talk with our boss, so we have to lower our tone. When we speak with our comrades, our colleagues, so we should have the equal normal tone. So we should know where to raise our tone, we should know where to lower down our tone. It said the normal tone who is having a lower tone has more power than who has a higher volume of tone. So learn to control or minimize your tone when you do presentation or when you communicate with others. That's also very important. Whether you are angry or whether you are friendly, whether you are a humble person, whether you feel negatively inferior or insecure person, all this can be identified easily by your tone. So person having positive attitude, his tone will not be high. Then again, if you are very bossy, your tone will be completely different. It will be dominating. So make sure your tone is good, minimum and normal. Next, the movement of our hands. So movement of our hands, very big role in body language. When we present something or when we communicate to the audience, we need to be very careful of movement of our hands. We say hands movement. The hands have to move. There is sometimes some news reporters or some good public speakers, if they forget the points and they have insisted or they from their experience they have made sure that by doing their body, by waving their hands, moving their hands, they get the points. So the movement of our hands will help us to get the words. So moving your hands during the presentation or during your communication plays a vital role. But you should be careful. The movement of the hands should coordinate with what you speak. When I say I speak, my hand should move from my mouth. When I say speak, my hand is moving from my eyes. That's not a good coordination. So whatever we speak, our hand movements must coordinate or recognize. So that's important of our hands movements. So God has given us both hands to not only do work, it is also helps generate new ideas on the topic you are speaking. You know, Hitler is a well-known orator. Okay. Maybe he was not a good person. He was judged criminal, and he destroyed. He killed and destroyed so many Jews during the war. Okay, that's a negative character. But he became popular in Germany. He almost controlled the German and most half of the world. It's because of his rhetorical skill. If you watch his speeches, you will see his hands will fly like anything. His words are very flourishing, but at the same time, his hands fly faster than his words. So that's exactly the effective hands movement. Even our Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi, he has more enemies than friends in Tamil Nadu. But I like his oratorical skills. If you watch him speak, his hands movement also flies. And it makes us to listen to him. So these are some public speakers, politicians, actors, how they use their hands. So they become famous. So movement of hands is very, very important. So if you throw your hands, you will not have time to do fidgeting or folding or etc. So the negative movements, if you fold in front of you or fidgeting or simply folding your hands, so that will create unnecessary nervousness and tense movements. So we should freely throw away our hands, open our arms. So hands movement, open our arms. It will boost your confidence also. So people who are very confident, they always have open hand movements. Next, appearance. Okay, appearance is also important. So in Tamil they say, person of, cloth of. That means the way we dress makes us a kind of person to be present. So dressing is also important. That boosts our appearance. So fashion show, they wear a lot of dresses and do lot of makeups. Sometimes we may simply laugh at them. Why do they use so much of makeup, a flashy dress like that? But if you ask them, after wearing a dress is boosting their confidence. So the dress you have to wear depending upon the office of work you are doing. So fashion show demands limited dress, they wear limited dress in order to display their body. But in a business show, somebody is presenting, they wear coat, suit and tie. So in order to look very formal, so make more presentable. So according to the situation, we have to use our dress. Then only our appearance also will look smart. So smart people not only do the work smartly, so their appearance also needs to be smart. Means our appearance should fit to the occasion we are presenting. Next, eye contact. Already I discussed in the facial expressions. So which is not mentioned there, but I would like to tell you and smile. Another most important body language is smile. So have a smile when you do presentation or when you do lecture. You might notice the TV anchors, most of the time they smile. We don't know why they smile, but still we want to look at them. So it gives a pleasant appearance. That's why ladies become most successful in presentation, doing presentation, in teaching also. The thing is that they naturally have that smiling tendency. So we need to incorporate that smiling, because so if you want any help or any aids, we need to purchase, we need to get them. But a thing which is very important, which will make our presentation very effective, our communication also better, but it's freely available in our body, that is smile. But smiling is different from laughing. People sometimes laugh. They laugh at you. It is said they laugh at you. So laugh at you is they want to diminish you, degrade you. But smiling is not. Smile recognizes the person. So by smiling, you recognize somebody who is listening to you. So it gets you more contacts, more friends. So in business, you need more contacts. You need to communicate with more people. So we always like smiling people. So we want to have that pleasant situation. So the pleasant situation is created by our smile. Then gesture and postures. They are also very important. How we sit. Most of the time, I have experience during the interview, or we have a lab interviews during communication classes. When students come for interview, they sit on the edge. Or some students sit at full, they occupy the full space in the chair. So both are not advisable. If you sit on the edge of the chair, you are very nervous. You don't have confidence. And you are ready to leave at any time. You don't want to spend more time with the person you are communicating. And if you are sitting, occupying full space of the chair, so that gives you want to dominate the person. You are a boss there. So it should be normal. You should sit upright and erect. Normal way of sitting. So the way you sit, a cross-legged. Some people say cross-legged also gives confidence. It may give confidence, but in different occasion. If you are in an occasion of a show, film show, fashion show, some other show, if you sit legs crossed, it may give confidence. But in a friendly communication or friendly discussion, formal presentation, if you sit with crossed leg, it may not give, it will not create cordial atmosphere. So if you want to have a cordial atmosphere, you also need to sit with open leg. So there is a welcome attitude. We need to welcome others. In this I would like to also point out the movement of the legs. So when you give lecture or presentation, we should not walk frequently. When we use, okay, I understand, we use boards, green boards, white boards, etc. But then and there we can use, but not frequently. Whenever you say every sentence, you are taking a walk to different direction, will distract the audience. Distract the audience. So I will advise you not to walk on the stage or on the dais during the class hours frequently. At least when you speak. So if you move when you speak, the attention gets distracted. The students or the listeners will look at the movement of your legs where you are walking rather than will listen to you. So make it sure you are moving when you are not speaking. That's good movement. And also minimize your walking while teaching or delivering lecture or giving any presentation. So these are some of the body languages, and I want to give some tips, and also that will help our presentation and communication better. So this is for body language. If you have a better body language, what will happen to your presentation or your communication, or rather the after effect of your communication, whether they remember or not? How do they remember? So we remember after presentation or after lecture, most of the time the words spoken with action. So in that way, body language is very important for remembering. Let us see, it boosts your confidence, and also if you have a good body language, you look like you are listening. That's very important. You show to others that you are listening. How do you know you are listening to me? If you are in proper body language, by your posture, the way you sit, the way you look at me. So in that way I assume that you are listening to me. And we need to overcome physical barriers. That is also important. So if you want effective body language, we need to overcome certain barriers. Visual barriers. If you use too much of visual aids, too much of text, too much of pictures, so that will also minimize our body language. So use enough text, enough visual aids, so we can use maximum body language. An important one, when you finish the presentation, when you end the presentation or communication, how do we leave? Most of the time in English culture, they give handshake. So the handshake is given while receiving also and while departing also. So handshake also plays very important role, like smiling and as well as eye contact. So the experts say firm handshake, that is what needed. That will help you to have more contacts. You will have more friends. Because you accept the person. Half-heartedly you accept the person, you will not give firm handshake. You will give very light handshake. So handshake itself, there are different styles. So whatever so far I discussed, important elements of body language. I will show you some slides of body language. Then I will explain how they are important. So this is already appearance, clothing, hairstyle, choice of color. That also makes difference. So we need to comb our hairs, should plait our hair rather than just leaving the hair uncombed. Just hand movements winking and nodding. That is also important. You want to show to the speaker that you are listening. You need to nod your head. Yes, I am listening to what you say. Then, tone of voice, pitch, loudness, already I spoke a lot. If you want to stress something, raise your voice. If you don't want to stress something, lower down your voice. The eye movement, that is, should not blink very often. Arm crossing, then leg crossing, seating positions, I have already discussed. They are very important. Next. So these are making it features of body language. Postures, head motion, facial expression, eye contact, gestures. Next. So this is also very important as far as our confidence is concerned. A confident person, a good leader, always has his chest out. So he is not afraid of anyone. Come on, what I say is right. The chest is up or out. Shoulders back, not down. If your shoulder is down, so we are humbled. Okay, that person doesn't have any guts. That's why shoulder is down. Head up. That's why they always say no. Walk head up. That means you are a very confident person. So you are a courageous person, very brave person. So you need walk head up. That's why the good speakers always keep their head up. It doesn't mean straight up, it above the heads of others. So this is some of the negative body languages. We should avoid these types of movement of legs, these type of folding the hands, this type of putting hands in the pockets, this type of playing with one hand, this type of unloosing, buttoning and sleeves. These postures will distract the audience. Yes, next. So this is poor posture. It's forward and flat. That is also poor. So stand straight, very erect. That's a good posture. So closed, open. I said you earlier. So you need to always throw your hands and make it open. Yes. Next. So these are facial expressions which are negative. It will not be effective. Next. This is good facial expression. Say throwing the hands at the students. Yes. This is also. The hands are moving according to what she speaks. Yes, next. Next. Okay. This shows victory or okay. And sometimes stop also. So there are like Jayalalitha and MGR used to show like this. So that is victory. So every body movement, hand movement also has different meanings. Next. Adjust your tone. Already I told you, you have to raise your tone when you want to emphasize or stress something, or you have to low down when you don't want to stress. So all these are important elements of body language, and it will boost your presentation and communication. The rest we will discuss in the next class. Thank you, dears, for listening.